Alright, happy Monday. Still feel a little weird, a little out of it still. But figured today I'll spend some time in the shop, maybe get my mind off of things a little bit. I have where's the other one? Over there. I have the 3 pieces of trim left to finish, or sand and get finish applied to, so those can be ready to go in, and then the trim project will be pretty much done. I just have the window unit, or the AC unit in the wall to trim out still, but that's hidden. So I'm gonna work on getting these all sanded, finish prepped, and a coat of finish on them, and then I'm going to switch back to cutting boards. This stack here, there's all ready to go through. They've been flattened, and they have some defects, so they have some epoxy applied. So they have to go through the drum sander one last time to get reflattened. Just a little bit of material there to remove to get them back to flat, and then I'll start running the big ones here. These ones are, I started to flatten them, but I think my belt on my sander is starting to go because it's not cutting very quickly. But I'm going to focus on these small ones today. I've got one over here. So I'm going to focus on getting these finish sanded or finish flattened with the drum sander and then sanded with the Orwell sander, handholds, roundovers or edge profiles, and then finish applied. So I'll have, I don't think I want to do all of them right now, but I'll try and do 4 or 5 or something like that for now. So I got some cutting boards ready to go-ish. I'll show you those later. But it's nice out today. I haven't done this in a while, so I figured I would try and finish cutting up this log. It's a piece of walnut. It's not mine. Picked it up for someone. I was supposed to mill it like last month. Haven't gone around to it. There's another one right there I still have to cut for her as well. But I have those ones there cut already. So let's see if this goes smoothly. Check these out. Beautiful stuff. Probably like 15 inches wide or so. This widest part there. Pretty cool stuff. I have probably 4 slabs left in the log, maybe? Something like that. Alright, got another slab cut. Check this thing out. Look at that. Beautiful figure. So that's it for now. Let's see what we got. Probably have cuttings at 6/4. So let's see, I got 1, 2, and then like a really small one, if that. So 2 good ones, and then 1 little tiny one left, and this log is all done. Made some sawdust. A lot of sawdust. But now it's time to go do wood talk. What are you doing, dude? Are you hiding? No. What is that? Crab apple? Nope. Nope. Give me that. Give me the crab apple. Not for you. So I'm wrapping a few things up here in the shop tonight. Right now it's a bit of a mess. So first I'm going to clean up a bit, vacuum, get this all cleaned up, and then take care of a few things. So I'm done with the router table. Now I can move that back finally. Well, it's been there for like a day. I say it like it's been there for a long time. So I'm going to put this spindle sander on this side of the router table. The router table will nest all the way up into the plywood rack thingy. So that'll give me some, leave that space over there nice and open. There! Much better. Oh, yeah, it's much better. Still not perfect or great, but much better. There's that back area there. Still got too much wood everywhere. It's a problem. So next, I'm packing up this slab. Oh, this small slab. Small thin slab. Boxing up time. There we go. All packed up. I'm ready to go. Next up, my chainsaw. The chain needs to be sharpened, and I noticed that the saw wasn't pumping oil to the bar, so we're going to see what's going on there. One thing I thought I'd show you, and I'm surprised it took me so long to figure this out or come up with this, is to get the chainsaw out of here, you have to loosen these two bolts. Well, what I used to do was, it's up here. Here we go. What I used to do is use a deep socket with the ratchet, and that was able to get me in here, and I could work pretty easily. Now, I kept losing this all the time, and I only had 1/2 inch socket like this, so I went out and bought a dedicated one just for this, and I keep it in my chainsaw box so I don't lose it. The other thing I did, which makes total sense, and makes a lot more sense down here, because you don't have nearly as much room to work. Put the socket down here, you only have a little bit of swing here to tighten the nut. So I also bought a like 12-inch or 10-inch extension. I'm not sure how long it is. Pretty long, and that's just for this. I keep that with the socket with my in my box, so I don't lose it, and it's perfect. Yeah, if I can do this one-handed. Oh wow! Oh. The other thing I'm thinking of doing is buying a ratchet just for this, because I lose this ratchet all the time as well. But this makes it so much easier to get in there and get at these nuts. This end's a little bit less obvious, but on this side, with this long extension, I can get all the way down in there, and I'm on top of the rails still. So I have plenty of room to loosen or tighten these nuts. And I don't know how I didn't think of that like 2 years ago. But hey, I know it now, right? Yeah, the teeth aren't terrible. They are catching, but you can see how dirty this chain is. You can tell it hasn't been getting lubricated. So I'm going to try and clean this as well. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Alright, let's get this off of here and see what's going on with this oil pump. Hopefully it's just that the oil hole was plugged. We'll see. Messy, messy, messy. Let's see here. Yep, the oil hole is all plugged up. So this little hole here is where the oil comes from right here. Comes into this hole and then into the groove in the bar, and that travels down the bar with the chain and lubricates it. So all I have to do is make sure it's all cleaned out when I put the sharpened chain back on, and it should be good to go. Luckily, it's just my fault for not cleaning it out before putting this on. If I had my air compressor down here, I'd use that. That'd be a lot easier. You can see all the gunk coming through there. So now I'll take this chain off of here. And next I'll clean out the groove in the bar. See if there's any junk in there right now. Shouldn't be too bad. So for this I have a little stick that's kind of the right size. It just fits down in here and I can just drag it along. This is hard to do with one hand, but there's all the junk in there. Tell it hasn't been being oiled, it's really dry. All kinds of junk. Now to clean this chain off, it's pretty much the same as cleaning like a router bit or a table saw blade or whatever. You could use something like this, one of those pitch and resin remover things. In this case I'm going to use some lacquer thinner because I have a pretty big amount of space to clean, I guess. Area to fill, whatever. So I'm going to let this probably soak for a few hours. Well, I don't know, a few hours, I'll be in bed. But I'll let it soak for a little bit, get a little brush, do a little brushing. Try and get as much of this pitch off of here. And then I can re-lubricate the chain. Let that soak for a little bit. So that's probably going to be about it for tonight. I will see you tomorrow.